What's happening, everybody? Pastic back again, and in this video we are going to be talking about section 4.3, solving inequalities with multiplication and division. So without further ado, let's do it. First one says solve z divided by 3 is greater than -2. Graph and check the solution. All right. So another one-step inequality. And we just got to look on the left-hand side. We notice that z is being divided by 3. The opposite of that is multiplication. So we're going to multiply the entire inequality by 3. When we first do it on this side, we're going to have 3z over 3 is greater than -6. Those 3's cancel, and we have z is greater than -6. So we want to graph that, so we will put 0 here in the middle. A number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where our number line looks like. Whoa. So we want to graph z is greater than -6, so we have no equal sign, so we're going to do an open circle to exclude -6. And we want to show that it is greater than -6, so we shall point it to the right-hand side. It says check the solution, so let's take some number greater than -6 and plug it in. Let's try, how about -3? So -3 over 3. We want to know, is that greater than -2? So -1, is that greater than -2? -1 is right here, and -2 is right here. So, yes indeed, -1 is greater than -2, and we have a solution. Wonderful. Solve 3 is less than or equal to -3/5 x, graph and check the solution. So, 3 less than or equal to -3/5 x. Alright, so I've seen a bunch of different people do this in different ways. I'm going to go with the way that people seem to be enjoying more than some of the other ways. So I see that x is being multiplied by -3, and it's kind of like it's being divided by 5. So here's what I see people doing. I see people going like this. We're going to multiply everything by 5. Basically just multiply by 5 on both sides. So we have 15 is less than or equal to. This 5 is going to cancel out with the 5 in the denominator, and now we just have -3x. So then what people do is kind of what you're always used to doing. At this point you have multiplication by -3, so we have to divide by -3 on both sides. We get -5, here we get x because these cancel. And this is the one thing where you have to be careful about here with inequalities. This is one major difference. Whenever you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, you have to do what's called changing the sense of the inequality. Basically, changing the sense of the inequality just means flip it over. So change the sense of the inequality. And when are we going to do that? We're going to do that every single time we multiply or divide by a negativo. Every time we're going to multiply or divide by a negative, we're going to flip the inequality, also known as changing the sense of the inequality. Here's a quick reason why we do that. If you take any 3 numbers and order them, like 1, 2, and 3. If I look at that from left to right, that's going from least to greatest. Well, what if I multiplied all those by -1? This would be now -1, -2, -3. Now it goes from right to left, least to greatest. The magnitude of all of the numbers has reversed. 1 used to be the smallest, 3 the largest. Now -1 is the largest, and -3 is the smallest. So they totally reversed ends, and that is why we switch the sense of the inequality, or change the sense of the inequality. So they want us to graph and check this, so we're going to do a number line. 0 0 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, -5 right there. And we have -5 is greater than or equal to x. I'm going to flip the whole thing around. X is less than or equal to -5, so we're going to put a solid dot on -5 and point it to the left. So that graph kind of ran out of room a little bit, but that's the idea. And now we want to check that. So let's pick a number less than or equal to -5 and see if it works in the original. So I'm going to take -5. So 3 less than or equal to -3/5 times 5. We want to see, does this work? Well, these 5s are going to cancel. We have 3. Is that less than or equal to? Oh, and this is a -5, right? Sorry about that. So +3 times -3 times -5. These are going to cancel, and we are left with 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 3? It sure is. It is equal. Sorry about that little mix-up, y'all. Next one. Solve this one, graph the solution. So again, we have -4c less than 24. We want to divide by -4, divide by -4. Using our rule from the last one, we have divided by a negative, so we shall switch the sense of the inequality. C is greater than -6. Let's graph it. 0 goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -10. -6, we're going to put an open circle because we don't have an equal to, and we were trying to go greater than -6, so we shall go this way, to the right. And now, they're not asking us to check this one, but we'll do it real quick just in case. Let's try -5. So -4, we're going to plug in -5, and again, I'm choosing something on the line that I've drawn. Less than 24 is the question. 20 is less than 24. Is that true? That is true. We have solved our inequality. Wonderful. And I believe this is the last one in this video. All right. So it says your family budgets $160 to spend on fuel for a trip. Question asks, how many times can they fill the car's gas tank if it costs $25 each time? So we have to say, what are we looking for? We're looking for the number of times they can fill the gas tank. So X equals number of, I'm going to call them fill-ups. Filling up the gas tank. So $25 every single time. And we're going to do that as many times as we can. So X number of times, so 25X. Well, I can't spend more than $160 because that's my budget. So I have to be less than or equal to $160. So let's figure this out. We're going to divide by 25. Divide by 25. X has to be less than or equal to, well, I'm not sure what that is exactly, so let's do a little long division check. See if we can remember how to do this. Well, I think it's going to go in there, what, 6 times? Does that look right? 6 times? 6 quarters go into that? So I'm going to put a 6 here. 6 times 20 is 120. 6 times 5 is 150. Take away 150 is 10. 25 doesn't go into 10. So I'm left with 10 25ths left over, 10 out of 25, which is 0.4, so 6.4. And the question is, how many times can they fill the gas tank? So can they fill it 7 times? Probably not. If I wasn't sure, I would go 7 times 25. Let's see if that works. Is that less than 160? That is 175, which is not less than 160, so that's no good. So they can fill the tank. They can fill the tank 6 times and still have $10 left over. All right, y'all, that's it for now. I'll catch you next time. Hopefully you can now solve inequalities with multiplication and division. Take it easy.